All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back
back
to day 3 in the Lion's Den, where the mouths are closed and the ears are open.
ears
You're back
are
with your
open.
host, Logan.
And I'm Adam. And folks, we wanted to bring another friend into the mixture today
Our very first guest, actually, in fact.
on the Lion's Den. That would be Mr. Jeff.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to our
What's
show.
going on?
welcome,
What's
welcome.
going on?
Happy to have you.
I was so glad to have you, Jeff. I just want to say very quickly before we get going here, we had a tougher time getting this going than OJ's defense team. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
think
fine.
they had it pretty easy. Good job.
Totally. 100%.
We actually,
Absolutely.
He's actually
glove
responsible
don't
for these
fit.
cameras that we have
Yeah,
going.
fit.
Trying
Fancy
trying
shit.
something new.
Yeah, we're doing
that's for
something
sure.
new.
Yeah, that's-
He's got
that's
this whole
for sure.
setup going for us.
Right,
So
right.
I think this is how we're going to be doing it from now on. So he'll be a big
Yes.
part of this, helping us get this set up and going. So
Exactly.
we really appreciate that.
By the way, folks, multiple cameras.
So good. Angle.
Angle.
I just pointed at the
My
TV, there
dangle.
was nothing even
Angle.
Uh,
I mean, I feel like a lot of times when you watch, those podcasts, those guys have, an incredible resources to do all these shots, whereas, we're just two homeboys literally building a wooden computer in our basement.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then we found this guy.
Welcome, friends. Welcome back. We've got a friend named Jeff. He knows how to do technical stuff as well.
Absolutely.
yeah, I've heard that it's a good time to be doing podcasting too. It seems like there's less podcasts than there are YouTube channels
Right.
and shows like that. So
Right. A lot of people want the content of somebody else's brain these days, rather than it being like, the Ed Sullivan Show or watching the late night talk shows and stuff like that, hearing from the minds of those people, rather than it being those brains now. Everybody in America or anybody in the world that has the ability to film themselves can now stream their content to anyone.
Yeah, and they have a voice.
And they have a
They
voice.
can
We
be
have
heard
a
by
voice.
everyone.
Apparently, we're being listened to in other countries.
Yeah, in Germany.
When did that
In
happen?
England somewhere.
When? When?
Yeah. So that's what's crazy to me is that you can reach such a broad
Yeah,
audience.
true.
but
True.
yeah, and that's a good thing. And so I mean, the good with the bad, there's always.
Right. It's double-sided.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
correct. I mean, that's like with anything, though.
What would you say the bad would be though?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oversaturation, and you can't sometimes like I was just saying, like there's not a lot of podcasts, but you can still have oversaturation with content, and like you have just people in their own spheres that don't intermingle.
If you saw me on the internet now,
Yeah, and that's
Jess,
kind
you'll
of-
never know.
The
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like the media and stuff kind of puts you in like it only suggests things that you're interested
Yeah,
in.
the algorithm
it,
kind of.
like
That's true.
whereas on a variety like you were just talking about like the Ed Sullivan Show or something like that, like when there was a couple shows that were national.
That was it.
You kind of everybody had this one everybody no matter where you went you had something in common with.
That's correct. Right. So whether you're in New York
Mm.
or you're in Michigan, right? It doesn't matter. Every place that you go to, everybody's watching Ed Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's watching.
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, right? Or before America's Got Talent, I think it was called like Star Search, right? Star
Really?
Search.
I
Yes.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Listen. Star Search found numerous artists, including Michael Jackson.
No shit.
That's correct. Michael Jackson.
There's
It's on
all
Star Search.
kinds of game shows. There was a game show I stumbled on where they would give out silver dollars for questions. It was like an old show, and there were these people walking around the audience with like a tube of silver dollars. And
That's so
you'd get it like a trivia
ridiculous.
question, and then there was like a queen for a day where you could like they would go around. It was like all women audience. It was like in the 50s.
Right.
It was neat, and they would have like you just get to see like regular people kind of,
Right.
which is kind of neat.
But they don't really do that anymore.
They don't do that
Everyone's like selected.
They
like, you
have to
do
be-
this,
right,
You have to be
right,
like this. Like all these reality shows,
Right.
like The Bachelor.
Get
all these
out of here
Love
with
Island. Like
that.
everyone's scripted. Like you're gonna be doing You're gonna
sorry.
be
Jessica, you don't know what I've been through, Jessica. You don't know what it's like to be a bachelor.
Yeah.
On the Bachelor.
I'm a bad boy.
But
But I have a soft inside. Like, no, you're not. You just got paid to be like that. Like,
Right.
like these aren't real people to me.
Let me.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, you're cook. I'm just saying they're cookie cutters.
Yeah.
So they're cookie cutter people,
Yeah.
right? Like people that are on social media or whatever that work out and do these things and eat these regimens and have these things all day long, right? So that when they take the pictures and do the stuff, they look perfect. They look absolutely perfect. And people's like,
They're like, oh, this is a lifestyle I live, and some people
Yeah,
might, but like,
yeah.
it's really just a persona that they're putting on.
Totally.
So
I heard-
people will be like, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard that video or something the other day. I was talking about how like if you actually do something normal, like regularly, you're
Yeah.
not gonna just like make a post about it.
right,
Yeah.
right,
I made toast today.
right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's 'cause I'm eating this salad. You're not gonna post a salad if like you actually do that every day.
No, you're gonna post this extravagant salad on there
Yeah.
that has like sparklers and shit coming off of it.
Mhm.
Oh, just having a sleigh day, eating a salad. Fucking sparklers. Yeah. Right.
But now we're in the day where everybody can post multiple times a day. So
Yeah.
some people, sometimes you do get an accurate depiction of like,
The person's life.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
They
think that's
have
what
a
we're
lot of
trying to do.
salad.
Yeah,
There's a lot of salad.
Yeah.
This chick eats a lot of salad. It's just salad and every post is in it.
Okay, all right.
I think that's interesting. That's extremely interesting.
But like, that's why I like what we're doing, because we're just doing what we normally do.
Right,
We post
right,
pictures
just-
of us like setting
right.
up or just like being goofy as fuck. 'Cause that's
Right.
what we do.
That's what we
Literally
do. We're not listen.
And that's why I want to try to connect with everybody in that sense. Like, I don't want to be an algorithm based just only to people who play retro video games. That's why
Right.
I like
No,
doing
we wanna
this
put
segment.
everybody in the-
Because like
in
this
the
is like a normal
sphere.
podcast. This can
Right.
reach anyone who's like just likes talk shows or
Yes,
like,
somebody
talking
want to talk.
podcasts.
Yes, once again, we want you to sit here and laugh and listen. If you're using this, like I said, as a medium to eat, I'm sorry. There's too many cameras. I can't focus on which one's
See, I
going.
don't even look at. I just look at you guys.
Okay,
you
that's
know?
great. So, I feel like in a certain way that we are in the microwave kind of generation where if we don't do something that's this eye-catching thing right away, then you kind of get shoved off.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for us, we're trying to look. Yeah, I understand. Almost in a sense, it's like Logan and I have taken surfboards and we're trying to surf a creek right now.
Yeah, we're like, let's get out.
Okay, this is brand new.
Man, can you jump at the end of that and make a wave down the creek a little bit for me?
Logan, it's not hard enough. You're not flapping the wave hard enough.
There's not enough water.
There's not enough water.
With some buckets.
And we look over and we see these twibbly bibbly bops just riding along like,
Oh, this is the greatest creek ever. We're surfing along.
Like, maybe we're doing this wrong.
no, bro. No. We just have to stay in our lane, my friend.
Yeah.
And there's a lane that we need to be in. Let's stay in it.
Nice. So we can evolve and
Right.
be able to keep up with the traffic in the other lanes. You know.
Issue. If you guys want different content, you gotta provide the resources for us to do it. Cause number one, neither one of us last names is Musk, so the money ain't flowing in like chili.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel, but we're still getting by, and we have like
Straight
people like
chips.
Jeff, and then we have Austin who have the shit
Right.
available to help
Right.
us.
Right.
I'm like, hey, become part of the team, because once we get big, we're all gonna be going.
It'll be Umbrella. It'll be a John Umbrella.
But he was
and-
telling me last night, he said something that you said, it like puts your content out there, something like that. You were telling me, like it makes for new people, like new content, it tests the water or something. You were
Yeah.
saying something like that.
Yeah, when you first start, like when you first, they talk about it like with TikTok. It was a really good example. They say when you first create a TikTok account, I've never used TikTok, so I don't know. But this is what I hear. I've heard from all kinds of people, is that when you first make a TikTok account, and that your first few posts are put out to a wider variety of people because they don't really know what content you're gonna be or who's gonna engage in you. So they get you this wide start or
So it's like figuring out what your demographic would be depending on who views your videos.
yeah.
That's
So
insane.
you're saying if you make a TikTok account and all you make is tortillas,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna blast your tortilla video right next to Taylor Swift's.
Maybe, yeah, they could do it. I think my understanding is they could put it against anything, and because the way the content is so quick. I mean,
God, 60 seconds to 10 minutes for TikTok. 10 minutes.
That's
Oh,
insane.
wow.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I saw that. It was one of the recording options.
It's I feel like almost in a sense that I'm like Samuel Jackson in Jurassic Park, or I just turn around and I got the cigarette hanging. Hold on.
it's 60 seconds minimum.
Hold on.
Or surely it's the minimum.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. I
Hold
thought
on to
that's
your
a-
butts.
Yeah. It's like say they should have a 60-second minimum.
Yeah,
They do.
I'm just no.
I mean,
it's
it's a 10
I
second.
don't
It's
know.
a 10 second minimum is what they have.
10,
And
15,
then
a minute, and
it's
10 minutes.
yeah. So it's 10 seconds, 60 seconds, and then 10 minutes.
That's wild.
10 minutes.
10
And then,
minutes.
I mean, but you, what you guys may or may not have seen is those people that do the thing where it's them in the corner of the screen and then like the information shit in the background. And they're like, this week, this man had given $35,000 to his ex-wife.
Yeah.
That ex-wife is now a prostitute for the state. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I can only imagine what kind of future content is going to come out on these social media platforms. Like people just taking glow sticks and then like putting them in their eyes or something and making their skull glow and then being like, Skull Glowers 2035.
It's the new Tide Pod challenge.
right. How long can you make your skull glow? I lost my complete sight. I can't taste anything
You drink
now.
the fluid, the insides of your body glow. And then you die.
I piss blood, but
It glows.
I glows. It's cool.
So, bringing Jeff on here
Yeah.
is kind of a thing because what people don't know about him is like he's probably more knowledgeable when it comes to comics and
Right.
like retro games, in my opinion.
Totally.
And, like this man knows more about CRT TVs than
Right,
I fucking
and
even
right.
imagine is possible.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I think even some of the people that have invented the CRT television, Jeff.
I got a lot to learn, but I get into it.
So,
Okay.
like, would there be like a? I know there's a better use for like those when you're playing retro games,
Right.
CRTs,
Yeah.
right? And why is that?
Yeah. Because see,
That's a
the
good
way a
question.
CRT works is it's using like a direct voltage line, like the way a digital TV works, it converts everything to a 1 0. It goes into a computer, and the computer converts it to a 1 and a 0.
Okay.
And there's a compiler process, and my understanding is that compiler process takes time, and even in the like they've got it down in like some gaming monitors, they get it really good, but most TVs that gives it a delay.
Yeah. That's
And with
right.
the CRT, it never compiles it to a 1 and 0. It's direct, it's a direct electrons being
Yeah.
moved through
Wow.
the system, and it's like draws the lines. It's every pixel is being sent down the line, like
Holy shit!
or that's my understanding of it.
It almost sounds like Tron a little bit, like the original Tron, like with the way that the beams are being shot into Kevin Flynn to take him into
Yeah.
that world
Yeah.
was kind of like the ways that like you said, a direct.
Yeah, a CRT prints one pixel at a time. It has like a single electron gun, and it uses a electromagnets around it to like invisibly move this. They shoot the beam out straight, and then the magnets curve the beam within this vacuum tube. So there's nothing actually touching the beam. They just use like an electric field to direct that beam up here, and they shoot the next one slightly a little bit to the left, and they do that. And and the way it's running that is they've got to have. It's drawing I don't know, depends 450 lines sometimes on old TV. 450 lines, but then it's doing hundreds per line. So it's drawing this line in fractions of a second. And to do that, it has this high voltage that gets crazy. I think it's drawing 60,000 per frame, every frame.
Have you seen the Monster? Have you seen my Monster CRT?
Mm-mm. You got a big
I should have showed you that before the show started.
one? Alright. Do you know, is it like a Sony Wega?
No, it's not a Sony Wega. I think I think that's a question. Interesting question. I think you might be right. It might be a Wega. I'm not sure of the name. I know it's a Sony.
Is it flat?
Yes.
It's not like curved glass. Yeah, it's probably a Wega.
It's it's a CRT, so the back end it's huge or whatever, and it's 600 pounds. But
Oh, yeah. You got one?
but it, yes, dude.
I got
That's the one me and Logan played on.
We put it on a dresser.
Does it
Remember
have-
when you put it on that dresser? It was like 94. I was like, are you sure it's gonna hold the weight of that? 'Cause
I was like,
it's not safe.
Maybe I was like, well, it's hey, it's an old dresser. Let's see if
Does it have an HDMI port?
it does not.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it does not have an HDMI.
What are the
So I think
it
the
have
highest,
a component?
thing it has that component, and
That's
then
good.
if I'm not mistaken, there's also S video in there as well.
components better than this video, but yeah, that's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Yes. So it has
That's
component.
good,
It does have the and it has the added, which is blue and green,
Yeah,
and blue, green, and red, and then
Yeah.
red and white.
yeah.
Yeah. And it is an incredible picture.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Incredible picture.
That's what we played that arcade shooter on, right?
That's correct.
What
That's
was that
correct.
called?
You can't
That's
do that
Time
on
Crisis.
TVs.
Time Crisis.
You cannot play Time Crisis on
Why
digital
is that?
television.
Why can't you do that?
Because the
Yeah,
CRT,
yeah.
the way that the CRT runs, you were talking about that.
Because I think it's because as it's drawing those lines, if you look at a CRT in a high speed camera, if you watch it really slow,
You
you'll
can see the lines,
just
right.
see-
Yeah. So, have you not seen that, bro?
No, I have not.
Bro, so I mean, cut you off, Jeff, but
No, go
like
ahead.
we was saying, like Jeff was saying, there's tons of times where people will film a CRT television, and you'll see those lines,
Rolling
the
lines.
rolling lines. Like you'll think. I thought to myself, like, what the hell is wrong
Well,
with
you
these
saw, like,
TVs?
anytime people record videos of CRTs,
Yeah.
it shows like that thing.
Those,
where
yes,
it's like-
yes, with that line that can attract, bro.
If you change your shutter speed to 60 frames per second, that won't happen.
Oh,
There
really?
is a way to film CRTs clearly. Yeah.
That's insane. I did not know that.
So our eyes have been subjected to a trick for almost, I'd say, close to 100 years before the 50, probably 30, 40 years of television a certain way before HD televisions arrived.
You think only 30? I'm sure like 100 years.
No. Well, the
I'm
first TVs showed up on the street like
20-something?
when the first time you'd probably see it on the street, it would probably been like 28, 29, maybe
Right, 30.
more like 30s on like a
Yeah, early 30s.
carnival.
Right,
Carnival would have some kind of like it would be crude, like
right.
really low resolution.
Super crude. And then, so like, consumers began to buy them readily available, which is in like late 40s,
or 30s.
early 50s. Yeah, late 30s. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, right.
Small
World War
food.
II. After World War II, shit started to become a little bit more
That's like
mainstream.
when they released the integrated chip,
Right.
and like all home consoles started being able to be a lot more available.
Hold on, boys.
That was like
Only in the-
1978, 1978.
78, really.
Yeah.
Only in the lion's den.
I know that NASA was
Nation.
doing stuff like that in the 60s.
Yeah, because they already had, because like they weren't, it was so expensive to
Right.
like build them, so like they weren't commercially
No,
available.
they couldn't-
Like,
no,
only
no.
businesses and like you said,
People-
NASA should be probably using them.
Yeah, they had some really.
They were
crazy
expensive.
systems.
Right.
NASA was crazy. systems.
Right. I mean, but the funny thing is, like, the funny thing is that the rich, the individuals that will always have this, absorbent amount of resources and wealth, right? They buy these things and they have them long before we even see them, right?
Especially the military. They
Especially
have
the military.
have access to shit.
Christ, I can only imagine,
Yeah.
right, this super upgraded military guy that he's having Christmas with his wife and kids, and he uses a hand scanner to open every present.
I think the
You're
problem-
not you.
Yeah, right. I think the problem with something like that is like scale and like you can make something like one off in the lab, but like
Right, so true.
making enough for everybody to have it is like is,
That's true, bro.
is a much
That's why it took so
Bigger.
long for
Right.
to get the integrated chip, because it was in the 50s when that came out.
Right.
1950s was when
Right.
that was developed. It wasn't available until
No.
almost the 80s.
Right.
30 years, my guy, it took for it to be available commercially. So you got to think about that.
Right.
And the more complicated the technology becomes, the longer it's going to take to become available because of
To
resources.
the
Because if-
consumers.
When they make $1 million robot police dog, no one can fucking afford that for one. Except the rich. And two, you can't make that commercially
But even,
available.
No.
Yeah, but even on another level, I think, to my understanding, it's something they're working on now is like making negative energy, which is just a physics thing, and they can make like tiny amounts of it, but you need like insane amounts of it. Same thing with the fusion reactors. The reason the fusion reactors really aren't like as sustainable as they seem is because they take this fuel that takes so long. It takes this little piece of fuel, and it takes so long to get that prepared. Like they have to be like uniform and to like make them really smooth, and they can only produce those so quick. And you need to like burn like 10,000 of those a day
Wow.
to really get. And it's like we don't have the manufacturing capabilities, and I think that's negative. Same thing with negative energy right now, which is like.
What would be the use of negative energy?
Like they say, that's what they say. The equations and stuff like that of like Einstein's equations and shit like that would need negative energy to do the things like he was talking about, like with time travel or whatever,
What?
or like maybe not time travel, but like warping space time.
Right.
For for to travel, to close the space between two distances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something-
to fold
yeah.
reality in a sense. The
By
distance
using
between 2 points of
gravity,
time
yeah.
by using gravity. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some videos on that. That's crazy to me. Is how a wormhole
Yeah,
would
we're-
work.
we're
Like bending
naturally-
gravity between 2 points of time, dude. It's fucking insane. Because if not, if you try to travel interstellar, like just like in the movie, it's very
Right.
accurate. Like
Right.
due to gravity and the distance between things, it would take so long.
It would take so
That's why when they went on that planet, every second was like 7
Yes.
years.
Yeah, and
There's
we get
some
on there. My
different
favorite line from Interstellar, of all time. Literally, it is my like the movie is, hours long. There's only one line in the entire movie that I absolutely generally love, and that is, "I've been waiting." They come back on the ship. That black dude has got
Oh,
gray in his
he's
beard and stuff.
He's
He's
like,
like,
staggering.
yeah.
around.
He said, "I've been waiting." Yeah.
How long were they gone? 40 years? Or no, not 40 years.
2 or 3 decades, if I'm not
20,
mistaken.
Yeah, 20 years or so.
Yeah.
It was that was insane, dude.
They were down there for seems like minutes.
That's why. It's like you think about like a galactic empire and like Star Wars. Like you could like there would one emperor's lifetime would be like not an like just because the distances between places. Like even if you could go light speed,
Right.
it would still take like 10,000 years to. I think if you were on light speed, it'd take 10,000 years to fly across the Milky Way.
Wow.
From one end to the other.
So
and,
you-
then, and then there's like, oh yeah, and then there's 999 million other galaxies like that are like flying around out there.
So you're saying like it takes 10,000, 10,000 years to reach something, so in light speed. So even though it takes 10,000 years to reach something, and you do it at light speed, you're still wasting 10,000 years.
Yeah,
right?
because
Yeah.
you're traveling at how long it takes light to reach that point. So
And
like,
you
if a
can't
supernova
even-
went off, like
Right.
The best you can do is like, I don't even know what they claim now, but like, I think they said the human body can only go like 25. I think it's like 50, maybe 50% of the speed of light or something like that, or 25% the speed of light or something like that. Just because what happens when you get close to the speed of light, I think it is you just become smaller and smaller and smaller. But
and then if you go faster than the speed of light, it's
I
like
think
you're
you just
traveling
turn into pure
backwards.
energy.
But it also seemed like you would be traveling backwards in time because of how fast you're going.
Wow.
That's what tachyons are like. They're particles.
well,
Oh my
you
God.
you wouldn't automatically, but like they have this it's called the causal. I think it's like the causal universe or something like that,
Okay.
where it's you're at the middle of it, and then there's a cone coming out front and behind you, and that represents the speed of light in the distance. So like you can't go on this side of the line because you'd have to go faster than the speed of light. So you've got this line of space where you could possibly ever go, or that not even that you could go, but that could interact with you.
Right.
Because outside of that line, the light didn't have enough time to reach you, or it's moved too far away or something. So you've got this cone of things that could ever interact with you, and the things ahead of you that can ever interact with you, and you'd have to exceed the speed of light, or you'd have to exceed the speed of light. They talk about like going into the event horizon and coming back out before it sucks you in, and like I don't know, Doctor Who. They say Doctor Who has a lot of like real science tied into it, and I think the TARDIS has like a black hole in the bottom of it.
Whoa, that's why it's able to do all that stuff?
I think so.
Singularity. Yeah, that's
Wow,
like in Interstellar
that's
when you're
cool.
building, or not Interstellar, I'm sorry, Starfield, the game, when you're building your ship,
Uh-huh.
your engines are small stars.
Right, you're
And
talking about
white
that. Yeah.
dwarfs and shit. So like your ship would have to have its own center of gravity, I feel, to be able to do that, so that way you're not affected by what's happening outside
Right.
of your center.
Oh, that would make sense. That would
Yeah.
make sense.
I-
Okay.
But you'd be like everything around your ship would be
Warping, wouldn't it?
you'd be being pulled to that engine. So if your engine's in the back of the ship, you're gonna be pulled back to the back of the ship.
So you'd have something to
So
sustain that
you'd have
gravity.
to, like, maybe you'd have a spherical craft,
Right,
or
something.
you'd have to have or you'd have to have full control over the gravity, which sounds like if you had a star engine, you probably do.
Mhm.
Right.
And then create
Something that
your own
surrounds it.
gravitational field in
Right.
your ship.
Right.
But if you have that technology to change the gravitational field in your ship, and you can just like have this box. Imagine if you just had a box and you could just like turn a knob and increase the gravity inside that box. But you'd also have the ability to change the time inside that box, because if more gravity would slow the clock down.
Right.
So you could. I had this idea for like comic or whatever that was a orbital prison where you go and you spend like 50 years there and you come back and spend a day, like
Holy shit.
or something like that, or like the
That's
government
Incredible.
starts.
That's actually
awesome
dope.
idea.
Yeah, I'd
That's
read
a good
that.
idea.
The
I'd
government
read the
starts.
fuck out of it.
The government starts like manipulating the time to punish people, or like.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome! That'd be incredible. Only here on the Lion's Den. Shh. Keep it real.
God, that's trademark. You can't
Trademark.
say
Yeah, don't take that shit. That's all
Jeff's.
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 That's all Jeff's.
Next thing you know, comic comes out like that. I'm like, those motherfuckers!
And actually, this video would be proof that if like.
Right, we have actual video evidence that this Jeff said this shit on.
Yeah, so it came out after.
Right,
And it wasn't
right.
related to him releasing it. You know?
I just want to drop this real quick, gentlemen. It's only been 30 minutes.
I know.
Yay! We've done well so far. We've done well so far. But I do, Jeff, I do want to ask you a little more questions about this. I think this is absolutely interesting. You're saying that in order for human beings to travel at light speed, we have not built the crafts that can not only withstand doing that, but but
trick
help
is-
the human beings inside to be able to travel.
The trick
that.
is that we'll never be able to go light speed. No mass. The laws say that if you take a piece of mass and it accelerates to light
Excuse
speed, it will turn into pure energy. It just turns. That's how you get. Like, I don't know. That's how energy. It just I don't know. I
Right.
don't know the rules. but
Right.
I know that understanding of it. If any mass accelerates to light speed, it just becomes light.
Light.
Maybe not light,
Light,
but
but
pure energy.
Pure energy. Okay.
Some kind of
Because light is energy, right?
yeah.
Yes.
It's a
Form of energy.
So
right?
Yeah.
my question is, what is your take on all that, Adam?
What?
Like, with your belief system, how do you see that? How does that fit into what you like? I'm curious as to your opinion on it. Like
About light speed?
you know, just like
It's like
the science behind it.
I would say
I-
watchmaker.
No, for me, for some, they come to, like for scientists, they come to the conclusion of something with a lot of structure of old science behind it, like the words and whatnot, and the information behind it, and then they come to this huge equation and explain all this stuff, but at the end, they still ask why. That's essentially why is the answer, is the end question. But that why still leaves more room
Yeah.
for other
Yeah.
exploration scientifically.
There's definitely anytime you see a complex system in nature, that's what I said. The watchmakers, I don't know if it's the paradox or whatever, but I know it's always described as this: you find a pocket watch in the field, you automatically just assume like there was a watchmaker.
Right.
And that's the same thing when people look at the universe and they see these complex systems and like the law, like as we understand these laws of gravity, it doesn't like disprove that. I mean, in this perspective, it doesn't disprove this,
Right.
but it just attests to the complexity of the
Yeah.
creator's system.
Right.
That like, I don't know. It's weird.
That's a good way of putting it.
yeah,
Though.
it's
I've
called-
really never thought about that.
It's called
'cause
ID, intelligent design.
if
our
you-
creator. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was thinking like I've been thinking lately with the like getting a little into the alien thing that like because the whole alien thing for a lot of people leads them back into religion, and that's been interesting for me to just observe, and it kind of gets me thinking like there's something going on, but
Mhm.
I think that our creator and the creator of this, or a creator of this system, it seems to me like they could be two completely different things, because when we look at like large structures, I don't know, I've had this thought about like we are just one form of consciousness that we know, brains and stuff like that, but like what's really going on, like it's a collection of information, and like I just thought about like if there was a type of life in the universe that was formed in a way that it didn't die, like its body or whatever its brain was never died, and just continued on, and then it lived for like
Eons, right?
billions, hundreds of billions of years,
Right.
just floating around, whether it be like a collection of like dust or something that like gains structure, or like the earth itself, like somehow having consciousness because of the electricity flowing through it, and
Sure.
but I don't know.
It's like that episode of Futurama. I don't know if either of you guys seen it, where Bender gets launched into space, and he meets God, but it's like a giant collection of cloud.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
talking.
and-
He's like,
yeah,
he's like,
talking
I've been
information.
called God, you know, like,
Right.
he's like, and all, but
Right.
he's like a living creature that, you know,
Right.
is beyond, like, kind of what he was like, it's a collection of dust and other
Yeah.
systems. So, like, that is a possibility, I feel, and, you know, like, there could be carbon-based life forms out there that
Sure.
don't require the same building blocks of life that we do, that are, like, completely different, that can live on in space and shit, like tardigrades in a sense, but, like, conscious and like living, like, because I remember watching this thing on Netflix where they talk about life forms, what it look like outside of space based on our biology, and then talk about carbon life forms that look like rocks or like moving rocks and shit like that.
Right. Wow.
So like there's talking about how it's a possibility, but we've never figured it out, and we've never found anything.
But the thing is if you actually really get into it, like we've not really done much searching. We've barely done searching in our oceans, let alone on the surface of other planets.
Yeah.
Right.
We've really got our moon down, but that's a whole different deal than
Trying to build life.
other planets. And we've
Right.
kind of got Mars down too, but we've not dug down very far on Mars. Like look how far we've dug down on Earth, and how long is it going to take us to get that far down on Mars? And that's where life would be on Mars, honestly.
Yeah, it'd be further
It'd be
down.
underdown. Yeah, it'd be
With the
underneath.
water.
Yeah, that's what
protected from, they don't have an atmosphere, so you got to have something to protect you from like the radiation of the sun. And they have like a magnetosphere, but not like ours.
Watch
No.
Total Recall for all of you nerds out there. Watch the movie Total Recall about an entire colony that's been put on Mars. What the fuck did I do wrong?
I was thinking about that whole time. I was like, what the fuck?
The fuck
That's
did
probably my
I
favorite
do
part.
wrong?
Great. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
Think about how often they discover new species in the ocean the further down they go.
Right, that's
And they're
correct.
like, oh, we didn't know this even could
I-
exist down here, and there's fucking shit that looks beyond like anything we've ever seen anatomy wise, biology wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the pressures and the
Right.
lack of resources that the life above here has.
Right.
So they have to adapt. So those life forms were down there probably longer than life forms that are above Earth. I'm
Yeah.
assuming at
It's
some point.
It's also super hard to see planets that are outside of our solar system.
Mhm.
Like for a long time they thought that like after
Earth
they
was
figured
the
after
only-
they
Earth
figured
was
out
the
all
only
the
thing.
stars were stars and they had solar systems, they were like, yeah, but I don't think they all have planets. And like people were like, I don't
I'm
know.
sure they were
Me,
unadvanced,
I
yeah.
would have been like, why would they not?
Yeah.
And
Right.
but it takes them intersect this tiny star, and that takes the planet. It can be orbited. It could be orbiting like this, and there's no chance you'll ever see it because the planet's not emitting any light. So you have to. The way you get it is like when it intersects the sun, you get the light that moves around it because the the mass of that planet bends the space and it curves those pieces of light, and they pass through the atmosphere, which pulls away, collects, like absorbs some of the energy of that light, and by collecting that, we can tell what pieces have been absorbed, and then that'll tell us what atmosphere or what that light went through.
Which will give like, that's how we can tell if there's a planet
Yeah,
right there.
the-
Give that
Interesting.
information. That's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
I can't remember what it's called. It's spectroscopy.
Oh, it sounds like a horrible thing
Sounds
that
like
they do.
proctology.
Yeah, it sounds something like they do to
Sounds
check your
anally
prostate.
unpleasant. I don't
Right,
know.
it sounds something to check your prostate for sure. Yeah, it's like don't move, don't move. It's already over.
It's already over.
It's already over.
This one goes in your mouth. This one goes in your butt. Oh, no,
No.
This one goes in your mouth. This one goes in your butt.
Idiocracy for any of you fans out there.
Good movie.
A great movie. Everybody loves a little bit of Idiocracy from time to time because that's kind of what we're descending to in this world in this
It's
moment.
been a very informative podcast. This
Yeah,
episode.
very-
I've enjoyed it. Quite well.
Well, you guys, it's all you guys. I'm completely an idiot over here. But the good thing is
that I'm a part of the Friends.
What was it? Oh, what is it? Fuck, the Friends theme song. No one told you life was gonna be this way.
Have you seen Cowboy Bebop, right?
I absolutely love Steve Bloom and Spike Spiegel,
Yeah.
and I think that the live-action show featuring a black jet was a grand idea, even though it was not received well.
Yeah, I think so too. I was glad. I mean,
And he did a great job. I got to get a great fucking job for
Yeah.
that jet, man.
yeah. Of
I think he
course.
did great.
And I think the voice actor was black. I don't know what.
Right,
I
it's
think-
silly. It's silly,
I
bro.
mean, I don't think it was that. I think some people said it was a big deal. I didn't. All I ever heard is that other people were making a big deal about it. I never heard the people who were making a big deal about it. But that's how a lot of those things happen.
Which is crazy to
The
me.
negative controversy gets bigger than the controversy. Like, one person made a tweet that they didn't like.
Yeah, it's
On the
like
Washington Post.
pay to finish this article. Fuck no.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
That's golden.
That's
fucking
exactly-
shit. But they
yeah,
do it
that's
every time. I'm like,
exactly
oh, trying to read an article by them, and I'm scrolling. It's like, donate
dude,
$2 to
dude,
finish reading. I'm
dude.
like, nope, I'm done. I'll find it somebody else.
Print is dead. Print is
But that's
really
funny
dead.
that you say that there's controversy with that, because remember when we watched Twisted Metal and Stone wasn't a black guy, he was played by an old white dude now, and
Yeah.
they changed John Doe to being
Yeah.
Christopher Mackey,
yeah.
or Anthony Mackie.
Anthony
sorry,
Mackie,
my
yeah.
apologies.
Anthony Mackie, yeah.
But the show was so well received.
It didn't, but I think almost in a sense because Twisted Metal's fan base understands and accepts. Because if you're a true Twisted Metal fan, the shit that we've had to accept as Twisted Metal fans is wild, like off the cuff wild. But great game, incredible storyline.
Absolutely.
Dude, some of the sickest cutscenes in video game history, especially the older ones, because the shit's all clunky looking and
Oh my
it's
God,
more
yeah.
disturbing. It's more disturbing. The older ones are more disturbing. If I'm being
But it's
honest.
always had like a dark atmosphere too.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So Twisted Metal fans understood and then was like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Anthony Mackie's character is instead of it being a white guy, he's black. But the fact that Agent Stone is not a black guy, he's white. It's fine.
Yeah, because
That's
they
fine.
stay true to how the
It's true,
show,
but-
the game was supposed to be.
But
you know what I'm
but
saying?
everything else that surrounds the situations, right? Everything that else that surrounds the show and the situations is. It's like you're watching the video game. If that makes any
Absolutely.
sense.
They stay true to so much stuff in it, which is really cool. Have you gotten a chance to watch it yet?
I haven't. No,
Oh.
I haven't watched it, but I haven't actually got to play the games. I played the games when I was younger, but I haven't got to play them through for the really
To be able to understand
understand the story and
Yeah.
stuff. I was always a big fan of Vigilante 8.
Vigilante, second
That's what he
offense.
showed me that game because I've never heard of it.
Really?
He's like, yeah, he's like, it's one of the biggest games that was
Well,
like
I
rivaling
love-
Twisted Metal at the
I
time.
love
Love
like
Vigilante.
the 70s. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
beats
Austin
more.
Powers was like the only thing I could connect to as a kid, but it was a little bit more like. It was still like had a dark spin to it.
Dude, but it's
was,
the
like,
70s
fun,
disco
yeah.
Yeah, it was
era
more
type
upbeat.
thing.
Area
Yeah.
51.
Yes. Yeah. So there's two game series that came out at the time. One which was Twisted Metal and the other which is Vigilante. And I am a very big fan of Vigilante's Second Offense for the N64. Like I said, all I remember is getting home from school, popping that mug in, and then hearing. Can you dig it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Vigilante, Second Offense. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That's so funny that they went all out for it.
And you remember, this is an N64. I'm singing. You heard me sing the words, right? That's not because I looked the words up later as I got older. No, I could hear the words coming from an N64. At the time, it's like, this shit is so advanced. This is incredibly advanced, so advanced. You know, hearing the music and seeing some of the gameplay.
Which is cool because they didn't audio from games and stuff didn't come out till the 80s, bro.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
It was a while before they had that, and once that made the huge difference because that was a little bit after the Electron games or remember the space game that was the arcade. It was called something.
Space Wars.
Vector or something like that.
Oh, the thing that used vector graphics.
Vector,
bro?
yeah,
vector graphics.
They started. They came around just a little bit after that.
Yeah, the whole Vectrex is a console that only did vector graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Vector just is line. Everything was a line.
Line,
Yeah.
Right? But they had.
But
that
was the first
some
3D
arcades that
kind
had
of shit
that.
that they had. They had the sense of the 3D because when they had the Star Wars game came out where you're flying on a thing, they used those kind of graphics.
They did
because ever since Star Wars came out in '77. Everything after that was influenced heavily by fucking Star Wars, so it was all space and themed and everything. So I remember watching the video about that when they're this it gives you the false reality of 3D because everything's the lines. It's going in a box that's getting smaller, then getting bigger as it comes to you.
Right. I've been watching that all happen smoothly on frame, right, and just I can only imagine compared to what we have now.
And it also allowed them to have color too.
Part of me wonders if that system is not doing the traditional left to right and rather just going an XY to 2 points and then doing all these different like that.
It does. It does seem like that.
Because I've seen some pictures of it, them people putting art on the Vectrex, and it doesn't have a glow. It seems like the tube is completely unlit around where it's not. But I might be.
I can't remember a lot about it. I don't remember it, but I just remember it was they were shooting lasers or whatever they were called directly towards the screen instead.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a game that looks like you're looking down a hole and you're the things are coming up the walls.
Yes, dude. Yes,
I think
dude.
it's called Vectrex. Yeah.
Right. Is it? It's a Vec something. It has something to do with
a lot of games started using those. So
right.
The
they would have the game.
They would have that. So they would have that.
There's
a console. The TVs were starting to be able to do that at the time.
Okay, Vectrex is a console.
It should have been an stand-up arcade originally.
Because nothing was the home console
the
more
first,
powerful.
It might just be called Vector.
Vector graphics, maybe.
Yeah, because the game that came out started as a stand-up arcade. It was a cabinet.
Don't you just love being in the lion's den?
Vectron, I think it was.
Pump those shoulders hard.
Yeah, Vectron. I think it's Vectron. I'm not sure. It's something.
But something crawled up this. You look down the hole, like you said, something would crawl on the outside, and as like I said, I think about that in the comparison to now because recently I played GoldenEye, and then I beat that, by the way. So that means there's one official nail into of the coffin of my childhood of video games, right? The games that I grew up not being able to beat, and GoldenEye I beat on 00 Agent.
Oh, you finally beat them all?
I finally beat it all, and I put a coffin in that. I put a nail in that coffin. But the problem is that there's one more setting, which is 007. No secret agent, not 00. They're just called 007 is the final. I said, I'm not doing that.
He said, I've done what I needed to do.
Right, and I'm out.
You think you'll get close to 7 inch? Oh.
I think I'll be seeing him this evening. Stands up with his shorts on.
Yeah, and he's walking. He's like. Dude, he's walking.
Key and Peele. Listen, guys, we love you so much here in the Lion's Den, and we wanted to invite a friend today. I feel like we always want to include you guys in this world that is us.
We're not bringing on big name people. We're bringing on
No,
everyday
no,
Joes
we-
that have more to say about things than you could imagine.
That's correct.
That's what's crazy.
You guys didn't know that we have friends that know more about time and space bending than some of the people that actually work in some of these scientific communities. I'm saying not all, but some, because these people have got complacent in their knowledge, right? And because their name and they have these titles, this alphabet soup before you get to their name, like, he's a CYDWCXG 389, Dr. Etsy
I don't want to take
creator.
I don't want to take too much because I have a cursory overview.
But you like the
But
information.
you
Jeff.
still, but you
wanna-
know more
wanna-
than like
you know,
an average
yeah.
person. You couldn't go
Right,
up to
you
somebody
can't,
at
no.
work that I know
and ask him about CRT shit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what?
What? What do you mean?
One dude can't even
Vectors?
see out of his eye. He's blind in his right eye. So like,
He's at it. I'm not gonna. Nigga, I don't work. I'm good. I'm fine. His eye doesn't work correctly.
But I mentioned Bebop earlier because I think the world of Bebop has a good depiction of like the future, like a version of the future.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say a relatively successful one, honestly, the look of everything. But they have they use like astral gates, they call them, and they're like wormholes that like will jump you out towards like Saturn or something like that, where they got all the moons that are like habitable. Ganymede or something like that. I don't know. That's one of the planets in the series that's popular. But they go back to Earth and they go digging around Tokyo for a VCR, and you get to kind of see like old Earth, and it's pretty interesting. Like everybody's gone.
It's a ruin, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked.
oh, what something happened to the atmosphere?
I think so.
See, that's what happened in Starfield too. You go to Earth and you talk to the atmosphere. They found out it was going to be uninhabitable in like 50 years. So everyone came together, and that's why they got off Earth. And you go there and you can see a remnant. It looks like Mars now. It's just a desert planet. There's like the arch and shit, and other like huge monuments you can find when you walk around Earth and stuff. But it's like it's like to me that's probably what's going to happen. Our Earth is just going to eventually, our atmosphere is not going to be able to sustain us.
Yeah,
we're
I
going to
agree.
find out. We're like,
Yeah,
we only
totally.
have this much time.
Yeah.
And then we're all have to come together and build some kind of space station until we can figure out somewhere like Mars, because they have a colony on Mars in there too. Like that was like one of the first colonized places. So.
What movie? Wait, what movie is that? Right?
That's Starfield. Wait, what?
No, I'm saying what movie is that where they leave Earth and then they go onto a space station until they can think about leaving the space station to go out into space to
There's
find
tons of
place.
movies like that. There's
There's
Pandorum, but that's a horror movie, but it's the same concept. They all have to leave Earth.
Did we watch Pandora?
I watched it so long ago.
I'm saying-
I don't-
okay.
I don't think we watched it.
Okay, no,
there's,
I don't remember. I don't
Titan
remember.
AE, but then I think that's because Earth gets attacked by the Geth or something.
Right, those other. He said the
Or
Geth.
whatever
That's
the fuck
true.
the Geth
That's true. That's what they are. That's what they are. Mass Effect's
Are you
the
talking about the
Geth.
Will Smith one? The one where Will Smith and his son come down after Earth or whatever?
After Earth, yeah. I don't know. Were there
I
any
think it
space-
was called that.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to this planet.
They're kind
They
of
don't
like
realize
super
it's Earth.
suits. They're
Yeah.
like
Right.
super suits and
Right.
kind of.
But you're talking about like the plot. They're on the space
The
station.
100.
The
I'm
100.
saying-
The
the 100 is
show's like that. Yeah. they're
Okay,
on the
so
space
that's
station.
what I'm saying.
Station crashes
Because the
and,
nuclear war happens.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's like they like you said, they find out that Earth is uninhabitable. Everybody on the planet gets their resources together so that they can make a space station, and then
they
they
leave
make,
all the poor people.
and then leave all
That's
everybody.
what's gonna
Right,
happen. We're gonna
right.
see ships taking off one day. Like, what the fuck?
So no. If
You've seen the 100, then might be Lincoln. Like, what the fuck?
as soon as
I'm like, damn.
these motherfuckers.
Samuel Jackson. Motherfucker.
Rest of you poor black motherfuckers. Listen, I feel almost like as I was saying, like you said, like they figure out Earth is becoming inhabitable. Like I said, they figured out it's bad, and then they said they make a space station, and then from the space station they try to go out.
Yeah,
but
I'm not.
that becomes
I don't know. I don't think it doesn't sound familiar.
okay.
I don't know.
But there are what you're saying. There are concept films. There are films
Yeah,
with that
that's
concept.
a
in it.
huge concept.
Where-
Where Earth becomes uninhabitable, which is
Right.
a more likely scenario.
Right. Totally.
Which is why I don't understand why we're not already seeing how
dude,
the world is. We're
I
not
love
pulling
Interstellar.
resources.
That's why I love Interstellar so much. It's because it is almost an eerie future of what we're probably gonna maybe do in the future in order to make Earth inhabitable, to make life for humans inhabitable. Because when he shows up with that okay, I don't mean to ruin anybody. Spoilers. It's been out for a while.
I wouldn't spoil it though.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm just saying when he sees what Earth has become after his travel and then coming back, it is an incredible. I think it is. That's why, like I said, like I love Interstellar so much because it's almost too real, even though this is a science fiction film.
Oh yeah, because the atmosphere on Earth was getting bad, like the oxygen levels.
Yeah.
Were low and everything.
Yes, and then
the dust storm.
and dude, and then to get on all of these planets, right, and then to experience things that we here, the human beings are. Oh my god, bro!
Yeah, that's the craziest part.
Or like the one thing where they stood in that planet where it was like ankle deep water, like waist deep water or whatever, and all of a sudden the water is so tall that it's taking the clouds
The
out.
whole planet's just a giant.
Oh, dude! I was like,
Tyler.
this is incredible. By the way, I love that machine. Whatever that machine's name was. The one with the fucking.
I can't remember what his name was.
It's just like a wall with arms, like it would move its.
Was it
wall
Hal or
arms.
something? I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that movie's pretty accurate. With.
Dude, what about Moon? You ever seen Moon?
Yeah, it was a great movie. It's fucked up, but it's a great movie.
Sam Rockwell is an incredible actor in that movie. Did you ever see Moon, dude?
Moon?
Moon?
About the guy that's
Sam
stationed on
Rockwell.
the moon.
It's the guy that's stationed on the moon.
I don't think so.
Definitely.
He gets-
How old is it?
2011.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It's,
sure.
yeah.
Who is in it?
Sam Rockwell,
It's just him by himself.
the guy who played Justin Hammer in Iron Man, the first bad guy, actually. Do you know that? You remember that?
That was him, the bald dude.
no,
He's a
no,
short,
no,
skinny
no, bro. So I think
Hammer Industries.
it's two. It's two.
Two, okay.
Yeah. So the douchebag that wanted to
That
get
hires
to
to
get
the whips.
yes.
Oh,
yes.
him. I know you're talking
Yes.
about. Okay.
Yes.
I was
He's
thinking
just
of the
Hammer.
little guy that makes the robots in the first movie. So I don't know. I don't think I've seen it now.
It's definitely a good watch.
It's an incredible
good
movie.
watch. Good little
The ending is
just the whole premise behind it is pretty
two. Yeah, two. Totally. Yes. Yes. I'll say it like this: if you're not strapped in emotionally, up here, you won't be doing well by the end of the film because you'll just be exhausted. I was exhausted. I literally laid on the couch and said, "What do I do with the rest of my life for the day?" And I think I just laid there because
I think it just laid there.
yeah, right. It was like, if I was on the moon, yeah, whoop, 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 whoop. If I'm an African American, but I never came from Africa, am I still African American? Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's like those
Whoop.
what's his Jaden Smith's
Oh yeah, Wakanda. He's a Wakanda.
No, it was just where he's like always doing those like thinking videos. You remember when he put those out for a while?
I didn't. I'm sure he did. I think
Dude,
so.
Oh my god. it's
I
so
think I
funny.
remember.
It's like,
I may have seen
ridiculous.
one or
That's
two. of them.
ridiculous.
It's like, is water wet? And it's like showing him like thinking. Or some shit like that. I don't know. It's goofy as fuck. That's what that makes me think of.
That's like that guy that's trying to say in the beginning. Have you ever seen that? The African guy that's trying to say in the beginning. He's like in the beginning,
Oh, yeah.
in the beginning, in the beginning. Man, wow,
we're nearing the end of the episode.
about the
That's
time.
crazy.
Almost about
Crazy.
that time. I guess we absolutely love you guys. We always enjoy you coming to visit with us.
I'm glad
and
you're
be
here
with
in
us.
episode 3.
Yeah,
we got some
episode
good.
3.
We got good like downloads and stuff. It's
Right.
pretty good.
It's
You
good.
know, we appreciate you
It's
guys.
good. We appreciate you guys out
It's only
there.
gonna get better from here. I mean, now we've got multiple camera angles,
Camera angles, yeah.
better quality camera.
I don't know what to say other than there's more to come.
Always will be. And you know, Jeff's gonna be with us for a while now. And, as long as he wants to help out.
Right.
So
Right.
cool. So anytime we could have him on again. Well, we do plan to have more guests.
That's correct.
That'd be nice to have.
That's
some more
correct.
people to
We
talk
if I don't want to open the door. Do you want to open the door?
to what?
Inviting some of them to come out if they want to come out.
Maybe later on in time.
Okay.
Once we have like a place that isn't our home
So-
studio.
We
What's
can do that wirelessly.
What?
We can do that through this. Like, have them send them a link and they open the webcam.
Really? Oh, so yeah,
Really?
We could have web. Okay.
wow?
That might be a
that
future
sounds
implementation.
interesting.
If we
Yeah.
get some feedback on that, people would like to do
Yeah.
it.
If you guys would like to do that, let us know. at some point, because I think we're like I said, we're trying to reach out to you guys. We don't really know. We can't, unless you live here in the state that we live in. We can't talk to you personally. So we want to find a way to reach out to you guys, and we kind of open the door to have you to reach out to us. Somebody said something on our video recently, by the way, by saying, "Hey Adam, nice moves."
Oh yeah, we have a Discord set up.
Right.
Yeah,
Also,
we're just waiting for the link to for it to be put in the Patreon.
that's correct.
But like we'll have it out. There'll be like Patreon specific roles and stuff that you can get, and then we'll have general chat too for
You can bring people on
Exactly.
through that.
through Discord.
Through
Okay.
Discord.
Ask questions during the show.
Oh,
See,
okay.
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope
Great
once
idea,
we get
man.
like a bigger audience and connect with people, have some more people commenting and just talking with us. Honestly, that's all you really need is just reach out to us.
Right.
And hey, I want to be part of the show. Okay, you're in Europe. I love to hear about your life over there. How
Right,
life is
right.
different and like what the kind of social things you guys are dealing with and just
Exactly.
all that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Whip, 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 whip.
Well,
Love
I mean,
you guys, man.
thanks for coming on, Jeff. We appreciate you, man.
No
It's
problem.
been a good
I
talk.
appreciate you, brother.
Loved the
Thank
conversation.
you so much, man.
Good.
Super intelligent guy. I called Jeff my Jeff Goldblum from Independence Day because anything I need to know about this information. Adam, that's absolutely not logical. I don't think that'll work. I'm like, I'm black. I fly jets for a living.
By Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly, totally.
Didn't he die in the second movie?
He does die in this.
That's so stupid. Awesome.
No, he didn't. He's right. He's not. He's right. He's
been dead.
He's been dead. Right. He's and his son flies these alien because they use alien and human technology to make stuff. So they use like this advanced alien jet thing, a human alien jet thing that could fly above the Earth's atmosphere, and they're fighting the fucking mothership with lasers and shit on the jet. It's incredible. It's incredible.
That was a good movie.
I liked it. I liked it.
All right, well, I'm Logan.
And I'm Adam.
We'll see you guys next time in the Lion's Den.
Where ears are closed.
Nope.
Whoa, dang. Where eyes are closed.
No. Mouths are closed, ears
Dang.
open. It's alright, we'll get there.
Both
guys.
of those. Eyes or ears are closed. Doesn't matter because your mouths are closed and the ears are open. Thanks again, guys.
We'll see you guys next time.